Uber, I typically like to day trade it. I'm not usually
Yeah.
long on Uber. Uber is very volatile. The investors that are usually trading Uber, they let it run up or down pretty hard usually. So I try not to get stuck in like swings with this one. And right now, if you look at the screen, I'm looking at that 1 minute chart. It's just kept on pushing off of the 10 moving average. And now it looks like on the minute chart, we are pushing on the 20 moving average. That's what I'm looking at, because I know, like I said, there are a lot of emotional investors in Uber. I do see the divergence here in the RSI. Like I said, I do like to play Uber as a day trade. It did have that big fall off from the $32.36 range all the way down to this $31.58 range. I would maybe get a call here. I like Uber because the calls are typically cheap. If you get the expiration for this Friday, you can probably get them for like 40, 50 bucks. This level, this $31.50 area, just anywhere between $31.50 to like $31.61. It's been holding. I would for a day trade, a little sympathy play, try to get that call going up, just to, in and out.
Yeah.
I'm talking sell this thing by like 2 p.m. Like I said, Uber, I don't know. It doesn't really trade based off the technicals as much as based off of what you would think that if there were a bunch of Robin Hooders, as they call a lot of us, emotional traders, how would they react? And typically it does react very strongly one way or another.
We'll go same expiration date, March 24th. And these calls here, you get the $32 call. They're only $55. So pretty affordable here. We got the deltas at 0.42 and then the gammas at 0.21. It's about $63 increase. Now that's if Uber goes up $1 to $32.50. And that's basically was close to what the high was today. So that would be 100% retracement from earlier in the day's high. That's kind of asking the market to give us quite a substantial move. I mean, talk about a recovery, rebound, retracement there.
Right.
The beauty is, even if it just gets to $32, we're still going to get a $30 increase on our contract. That's still going to be a 55% return on your money. And that's only a 50-cent move on Uber from $31.50 to $32.
I'm actually looking at right here. It's looking like it's fighting so hard. The Bears and the Bulls. It's like that. When the two armies finally clash, and here we are right here, seeing what's going to happen on these next candles are going to tell.
There?
Yeah, the 1 minute.
Yeah, you're on the 1 minute. Okay.
I can see that a lot of emotions are going to be happening one way or the other.
What interesting thing that you mentioned earlier too is look at that RSI making higher lows. You got the divergence on the 1 minute. Price is going down, RSI is going up.
Uber is so volatile. I'll typically look at it in like the morning, not like right in the beginning of open, but like maybe like 30 minutes out. Once things cool off a little bit, like 30 to 45 minutes after, because it typically does have a pretty big move in the mornings. And then around lunchtime is where either it goes back to where it came or it doesn't, and it really falls off, because this is like usually the time where investors are like, all right, we're gonna retrace back up, or is it just gonna fail and just fall off the face of the earth? So
literally it does typically have an opening move, but just like you say, by lunchtime, it's that lunchtime thing for Uber. By lunchtime, it's usually kind of at the end of the morning move. Like here's from last Wednesday, and here it is by basically 11 a.m. around lunchtime, it finds its bottom and then goes from there. This is where like midday we could find new opportunities if we miss those morning moves. So here we got Uber. Uber's curling up. We were just trading around $31.50.
Yeah,
we're at $31.62. The contracts that we were talking about we're trading for $55. The ask is at 58 right now. So it is increasing here just with the 10-cent move on Uber. 5% a day keeps the bill collectors away. And, so already up 5% on that move. Let's see if it can continue making higher lows.
For new traders, again, if you look at the chart, like, when the chart that I was looking at, when it came to deciding, what I wanted to do, whether calls or puts, all I'm looking at right now, the 10 and the 20 moving average and the RSI. And then just scrolling out and just looking at past, price levels. And it's not about
we don't need much, do we?
Yeah. You don't know, we don't need to know 45 indicators, and we're just looking at just these two moving averages. You can see that, this past run, all of a sudden, blue 20-day average is on top, and now
we're above.
Was just saying something. It's just simply a cross, isn't it? And I'm not saying that alone is enough, but then we looked at, the past levels.
It holds a lot of weight. We're talking about those calls. You could have entered for $55. I'll be looking for a break of $31.66, $31.67. If we can break above that and hold, I do see the high $31, probably $31.80 to $31.90 could be the next stop there. So we'll see what happens.
And for the new traders out there, for me, the only thing I was looking at when it came to 3166, and that's this line right here. I just put a horizontal line there at 3166. All I did was I just scrolled back, and as you can see, these candles happen to be bouncing off of 3166. So it's not, for me, it's not even about like, it wasn't about knowing about all these moving averages or knowing about, all these strategies. For me, I used to only trade Uber and only trade certain setups based off of certain indicators. I didn't try to learn it all, and I did really, really very well doing that. Same deal with like making content. There was a time where I used to just try all these different types of content. I'm gonna try to do this, I'm gonna try to do that. As we see, Uber is trying to push here on that.
Yeah, that level you were just talking about,
there,
3166. If it breaks above that, this thing's going to 3180s, I think.
But yeah, then I decided, you know what? I found a style that I like, which is that like split screen thing that you've seen me do in the past. And I just stuck to it. And that's when I've been the most successful. Your life skills and your life lessons can kind of go into trading when it comes to psychology.
3171. Let's take a look at the call option we called out. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a nice tight spread too. It says $60 to $62. We called this out at $55, you guys. That's a 10 to 11% gain there. Now you can see my yellow 50 EMA here. I mean, price breaks above that, we're probably going to go test this 200 EMA, which again, I said earlier was going to be 3180 area. 18% gain live. Very simple play off this 3150 level. It's as easy. That's how easy this is.
Is that 3180 that we see?
You could put your stop loss probably right here, 0.62. So let's go ahead and at least lock in 10%. Do not let this go red on you guys. We got 20% profit.
That is a beautiful thing to say, that our stop loss is to lock in. I always love setting stop losses in the green. In the green.
Yeah, some people think stop loss where it's always like a red number. How about a stop loss in the green? That's a beautiful thing.
NATO earlier was saying they're up 15%.
Snowflake got filled at 0.53 and he's up almost 25%.
There we go. Let's go. 25% up. We got Slim picking up 12%.
I get into a play, I get my profit, and I get out of the play. I'm not holding overnight, hoping and praying. And why hold day trades overnight? I mean,
it's a day trade. You're not supposed to.
Yeah. And then what? You're going to be laying in bed and you're supposed to be sleeping and you close your eyes and all you see is UBER when you're trying to sleep, and it's just not fun.
You got your alarm set for 4 a.m. and just so you can watch pre-market, even though you can't sell your
option.
All
done that.
We've all done that. I'm just waiting for 9:30.
No, I'm setting it for 4. I want to see the pre-market data because maybe I over allocated. These are the things we got to stop doing for 2023.